want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. That was a little bit different. Maybe they changed this whole thing going on right here. Okay, so, but anyway, anywho, we have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful guest on the show today. She is like a dog trainer, breeder. She's got her podcast. She's doing it. She's doing it. We'll be right back. Don't you go anywhere.
All right.
Welcome back to the show. Okay, so we have a dog breeder on the show. Now, look, don't go anywhere, because not all dog breeders are bad, and not all dog breeders do bad for their dogs. Like me, I have dogs, I breed them. Have you ever had a litter of dogs? You're a breeder. Did you do bad by those dogs, or did you do good by those dogs? Not everyone is a bad person, and Jackie's here to tell us all about that. Welcome to the show, girlfriend. How you doing?
Welcome. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. One breeder to another.
Right. Good. Yes, ma'am.
You know, if you've had one litter of dogs or animals, you've bred something. Am I right?
Right.
So what does that make you?
That makes you a breeder. It makes you a breeder.
Go figure. Yeah. Well, I'll be bamboozled.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Anything.
Okay. So tell me, how did you get started, and what kind of dogs do you breed?
Okay, so I have a very interesting story about how I got started. Initially, my son breeds American bullies. And a different type of puppy. And I wanted to kind of have an input in his entrepreneurial side of things. And so I had this business plan drafted, and I was going to show him what he needed to do to be a good business owner. Okay. So I had the business plan done. And not only did I have the business plan done, but I went and I found him a Yorkie, right? So he's breeding American bullies. I go find him a Yorkie, and I say, I got it covered. I got the business plan, and I got the dog. And I did some research too, because Yorkies are, like, at the time, the number 3 or number 10 most popular dog in the world. They're very popular. And I just felt like the American bullies and the pit bulls, they have such a different reputation. Doesn't make it true, but they have a different reputation. And I said, a lot of people are afraid to buy, these type of dogs for their children or for their loved ones because of their stigma and their reputation. Yeah. So I want you to be introduced to a different type of dog, because I know that these toy breed dogs are going to be the type of dogs that they, buy for their kids. And it's a small, compact dog. Not only the kids, the older generation would want these puppies because they can pick them up because they're so small. They're just great emotional support. And I don't know if your brand of dog, fits that. If you're servicing a need sometimes, you've got a greater outcome, was my thought. So I bring this idea to my son, who's already breeding. I'm thinking, perfect, I've got the perfect idea. The saying is if you give somebody something, they eat, for a day, but if you teach them how to do certain things, it's longevity. Now, this is my son. So I'm saying, from a mother to a son, I'm putting him on a different type of aspect to where he can be self-sustainable and have a better type of business. Well, he wasn't susceptible of the Yorkie deal at all. Okay. Just no, Mom, I love my American bullies. Well, I had picked out this dog, and I'd been going over to see the dog. He was about 6 weeks old, and his name was Mello. And so now I've bonded with little Mello, whom I think I'm going to take to my son, but he's saying, no, I don't want that little Yorkie. Okay. And so now I got a problem. Okay. Now I'm saying, but I just can't leave him, So Mello comes home with me, and I'm like, okay, well, I can convince him in just a couple of days, you can stay here for a little while, and my son will change his mind. He'll see how cute you are, and you'll be out of here. Well, 4 years later, that didn't happen. But I had that business plan, okay? Right. And I said, I'm gonna get him some girlfriends. Because the plan says if I do this if I do that, if I do this, and if I
Mhm.
do that. Now I had this blueprint, and I might as well go for it, you know.
Right.
Um, but it was some time. It was still about 3 to 4 months, that passed, and during that time, Mello initially came into my life. Things happen for a reason. At a time that I was broken. I mean, days on end, couldn't get out the bed. Back pain, neck pain, chronic pain, and sleeping on a heating pad, experimenting with all kinds of pain medication because nothing seemed to work. Um, and he gave me the need to want to get up, regardless of how I felt. I could not lay in the bed and let this puppy run around. So
Right.
he gave me the need. I started taking him everywhere. He became my emotional support. He became baby daddy later on, but he was emotional support to begin with. So let's set that straight, okay?
Mhm.
And,
Mhm.
and he did so much for me, even though he was bought for someone else. It happened and you didn't even realize a year later. It's like, damn, I ain't been on pain medication, or gee, I don't go to the doctor as much as I used to. And it wasn't
Wow.
planned, it wasn't premeditated. It just kind of, having him there, taking him everywhere, Instagram with him, having his own site, and just the love and everything. And then the breeding, came later on, but that is initially how I got into it. I got into it for someone else, and it became my own project, which evolved into Yorkies of Austin.
Wow.
And so we're 4 years in. I still have my issues, but me as a person, my health is much better.
Mm,
Uh,
mm, mm.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely a testimony as to how I got started and how I ended up here with Yorkies of Boston and the whole breeding. So yeah,
Wow. Wow.
yeah,
Animals are said to have a calming effect on people, especially sick people, people in hospitals
yeah,
and things like
oh
that.
yeah,
So you've experienced that firsthand. I mean, okay, so of course, your son, is he still doing the pit?
he is, but he is saying and has said, "Dang, mom, I should have listened." We never got to a point where we were just falling out over his decision.
Hmm.
In fact, we since that time, I've also introduced another breed, which are French bulldogs,
Hmm.
and so we're co-owning some of those dogs as well. So it wasn't one of those things where, gosh, I should have listened. It was okay. Now the next time you come and tell me something, and you've kind of set the precedent, and you have made me understand over these years, so I get it. I get it
Right.
now. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
definitely, definitely. Wow, wow, wow.
yeah.
So okay, so you have the little Yorkies, they're so cute. Then you
Yes.
have the bulldogs now, right?
Right,
And you guys are
right,
co-owning that.
right.
What do you do as a breeder that's different from the quote unquote breeders that we see in the news?
I'll tell you. I will tell you. From from a moment, the moment that I started, I said, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And I'm gonna be the best breeder or the best at whatever I do. So while these babies were growing up, okay, I was educating myself. I got my breeder's license. You don't have to have a breeder's license. You know what I mean? I wanted to be regulated. I wanted to know the different rules and regulations. I wanted people to come in and tell me what I needed to do different, and I wanted to be held to that higher standard. Okay, I wanted that. I wasn't trying to hide anything. I didn't have anything going on over here where if I'm going to welcome people in and try to provide a service, or tell them or call myself a breeder, I want to be held to a higher standard because I knew the horror stories that we hear about the puppy mills and different breeders and different things of that nature. Okay, so
Yeah.
what makes me different and what set me apart is went for I went for the gusto, not necessarily the money, but I went for how can I provide the service? How can I make people comfortable? How can I get them to believe in what I'm doing And that was by leading by example, having a breeder's license, having
Yeah.
a tiny house for the dogs. Like our dogs have their own tiny house. We're on YouTube. It's like, oh my God, she built a dog house, and it ain't just any dog house, okay? And so what makes me different is I'm not chasing the money first. I care about the well-being of those dogs, to the point where we do almost anything to keep them alive, even if that means wiping out of everything you've made, for the year for these puppies. I mean, and
Yeah.
fortunately, I haven't been faced with that, but I can say that if I had it to do, I already know that that's what would happen, and the fact that I stay in contact with my clients. If
Hmm.
there's a problem, even after there's an issue, they know they can call me. And
Right.
even if they've spent that money, if there's something that I can do to guarantee, or if something comes up, and it doesn't happen a lot because I test the dogs to make sure, but we can't catch everything. So
No.
I have that existing rapport after the dogs are gone. It's not
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna talk to you for 4 or 5 days. Once you buy the dog, I'm never gonna hear from you again. I don't care about what happens in your life. If you rehome the dog, you can't call me. Like the genuine love and attachment that I have to these puppies, even after the fact, I believe is what sets me apart. Like
Mhm.
there's life after you buy from Yorkies of Austin. My clients
Right.
they will send me videos. They will send me birthday cakes of these dogs. They will send me these dogs on motorcycles. They will send me, and most of my clients are going to spoil these little bitty dogs, and they do. And so, my phones are filled, my Instagram are filled, my Facebook is filled with just posts of existing clients that have Yorkies of Boston dogs. And I don't care what kind of day you're having, um, they're going to pick you up because that you've got, hundreds of dogs from city to city, state to state. It's not just an Austin, Texas thing. Like these dogs, they go worldwide.
Hmm.
That's pleasing within itself.
It
That's pleasing.
definitely is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And to give them to loving and caring individuals who are going to take care of them and love them
Yes.
and get them
Yeah.
the right nutrition and the right
Right.
home. That's optimal.
Right.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. So,
Absolutely.
I know how you feel. I mean, I'm not a breeder, I'm not a licensed breeder, but I did have a couple of litters of dogs
Okay.
from my,
Okay.
puppies. And
Yeah.
one of the people I gave the one of my dog that I have now, I
Hmm.
gave that dog away initially to a family member, and the
Okay.
family member just didn't have time to train them. It became unruly, and they were
Oh.
like, "We can't keep him." I said, "Give him back to me."
Yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Yes. I have an always home policy. My
Mm-hmm.
dogs they go out with a contract to where I say, life happens.
Mm-hmm.
Life happened to me. I never want you to take one of my puppies and just pass them on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like bring them back. Like we don't have room, we'll make room. Bring them back. Because I know the energy that I'm going to put into to make sure that if your home did not work out, that he goes to a different home, or if he needs to stay here, he's always welcome because this
Right.
is where he was bred at. Like we're the first to see him crawl. We're the first to see their eyes open. We're the first to even breathe life into them if they come in
Mm-hmm.
this world and they're not breathing. I don't
Yeah.
know what that means to the next person. That means a hell of a lot to me. Okay.
Mm.
And so if you can't respect that, then one, I don't even want you to have the puppy. But I've been
Exactly.
I've been blessed. Usually I get those kind of people. If something goes wrong, they're going to call me. If something
Mm.
changes in their life, they're going to call me. I can say I've only had one issue where that didn't happen, and it went a different, way outside of the contract and outside of me trying to make things right. But that's one out of hundreds. So I'll take
Mm.
that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Give me 1 second. Hold on a second. I want to do something special. You guys, hold on 1 second. I'm going to do something very special. Give me 1 second. This is something I never do. Hold on. I'm making a phone call during an interview. Can you please go get me okay. So can one of you guys go and get me baby out of the cage? All right, so they're bringing me baby.
Okay.
Now I'm a breeder,
Okay.
but I breed different things. And I'm gonna bring you Baby, and Baby
Okay.
is she was born here.
Okay.
And we have about 80 to 90 of these. Yes.
What is Baby? Baby don't sound like a dog.
Baby's not a dog.
Baby's not a dog. What is
No,
Baby?
Baby's not a dog. Baby gets released almost every day, and she comes back because that's what they're bred to do. And she is beautiful. And so she just had Baby, so she might be a little aggressive.
Okay.
But usually she's kissing me and she's hugging up on me. So, it is, breeders are different. There's some stereotypical people that they see these stereotypical breeders that hate on their animals, and they mistreat their animals. No, these animals that I have, they have shots that I administer.
Yes.
And I'm sure that you know about this. Tell me what you do for your babies that most people don't understand that most breeders do.
Well, for one, for me, my babies are vet checked. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond just they look fine. I've been doing this for 5 years. I can turn them upside down and see a hernia.
Oh wow.
They're vet checked. On most cases, they actually have their shots administered from the vet. So we have those records, those record keepers. So that those dogs have been seen and vet checked.
Thank you. I'm
And
gonna have you take her back in a second.
different. That's different. Oh,
This is Baby. Say hi, Baby. Say what's your boo boo. Hi, Mama. Isn't she beautiful?
Yes, she is.
This is Baby.
And she lets you hold her.
See, this is Baby. She's beautiful, isn't she? No, wait, Mama. Wait, Mama. Wait, I know you want to get up on top of me. I know. Hold on, Mama. Hold on. See, she's gorgeous.
Yes. Yes.
And so this is so she's mixed with a homing pigeon and with a I don't know how to say this in English, but a boucher, like a big bush, like there's different kinds of, and she's a pigeon. We have about 80 of them here. We do have a rehab for pigeons that have been maybe attacked by hawks. And she's a sweetheart. She's your worship baby. Who's your boo boo? Hi, Mama. Hi, Mama. And so we really rehabilitate them. We try to save them. They are here. They are hunted by hawks.
Yes.
They're hunted by eagles and owls at nighttime. Thank you.
Sword dogs.
Yeah. And so so I know what it's like to breed and to love your animals, and that she's so beautiful. That's Baby. And I have a lot of them.
Or is it just her? Will all of them?
I can hold. Okay. So when they have babies, they're very aggressive. They don't like to be held. They want to protect their nest. But she doesn't have any babies right now. We just took her off of fake eggs because we want to give her a break, her body to give, because they'll do 2 eggs all day long. The pigeon is living in bad conditions. They might die, and different things like that. So I'm glad to hear that you do that. That is something that really touches me as an animal lover. And as you can see, she knows me.
That's amazing.
Isn't she beautiful?
Now can I ask you, how did you get to the pigeons?
I'm sorry?
How did you get into the pigeons?
So my husband is a breeder from when he was living in Cuba when he was a little boy. So now it's his thing, and it's just easily become mine. So a lot of people, they see the stereotypical breeder, people who don't care for their animals, they just care for the money.
Right.
This is the opposite side. Both you and I are the opposite side. We love our animals. If our animals are in danger in any kind of way, they can always come back. True. That's what I love.
Yeah, that's true. That's very, very true. Very, very true. So
I had to make that phone call and bring Baby in.
I appreciate that. Now can I bring my Simon on? Can we?
Yes, definitely. It's an animal show, girl. Bring Simon on.
Oh, how to? Okay.
That's what daughters are for. That's what kids are for. Get them on the phone. They love the phone anyway. Call them on the phone or
Right.
something. Bring the
Are they
baby.
on TikTok anyhow?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, you bring yours. Hold on a second. I'm gonna go ahead and make a phone call real quick, and I'm gonna tell them to bring Tiger in, because Tiger's the older one. He's 7 years old, and he's the one that was in the car. Can you let Tiger in real quick? Yeah, Tiger.
Hey, are you still here? I'm in a
So Tiger is he is a game breed pit bull.
okay.
He is sweet. Come here, Tiger. Come here, boo boo. He was the one that was. Come here. He was the one. Let me see if I can get him. Now you're not gonna jump up here. Come here. You gonna jump up? Come on. Let's see if we can get you. Tiger, come here. Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can get him in the picture. There he is.
Oh,
Say hi, baby. Say hey. Say hi. Say hi, mama. Yes,
so that's Tiger's puppy?
No, it's not Tiger's puppy. So we got her to breed her with Tiger. And she's just, look at her. She's just so cute. Okay, you can take her.
Come here,
Go, Moo.
Tiger.
Cute.
So we have.
How old is she?
She's a year and a half now.
All right, so here's my
Wait,
little
I know my camera's all sideways now. Look, oh my goodness, that was so cute. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm good. Thank you.
He weighs almost 3 pounds, okay?
Oh.
And we take him to, the Frenchie shows and different things, and he steals all the attention at these shows, and a lot of people think he's a little puppy, but he's not. He's 14 months old. He's just really, really tiny. So we call him our little troublemaker, and he makes up all the noise when the people come knocking on the door. We hear him, but for the most part, he's just quiet and adorable. But this is our little Simon, and sometimes he'll try to talk back to you, but this is Simon. One of our little guys here at Yorkies of Austin. So he holds it down.
It's so wonderful to have animals. It's such a pleasure. I mean, you don't really deserve their love. I mean, you leave 5 minutes, you come back in, it's like as if you left for 2 weeks.
Yeah, they're excited to see you. They they go crazy, They definitely go crazy. But one of the things is, having them during the pandemic, especially when we were shut down and you couldn't do anything. I mean, just sitting out and just watching them run and play and play with each other was so soothing. We couldn't go anywhere,
I know.
And it helped me from going crazy because we, at that time when they didn't want us going anywhere, and I could just go to the backyard and just kind of just sit in the backyard and relax and watch
that's
them.
That's what we did. We have the 80 pigeons and we just let them loose.
Wow.
And just let them fly.
And they come back.
Yeah, they come back. So we have the ones that we release at weddings and stuff like that too, and they come back.
Wow. And y'all train them to do the going and coming. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a labor of love. And like I said, I wish that people, like you were saying earlier, I wish people understood that 90% of breeders are not the 10% that get the bad rap.
Oh, that's true. That is so true. Very, very true. So we just kind of have to clear it up sometimes because people know what they know and they only know that small portion, and without people coming into your life and knowing what you do and how you do it, it's just a perspective. And one of the big thing is you have a lot of advocates who'll say, you're breeding and there are dogs every day that are getting killed, at these shelters and different things like that. And it's like, okay, that's true. Okay. But I also use my platform to support those kind of dogs. But I think that it should be a choice, if people want that baby Yorkie or that baby Frenchie that they raise, that they bond with, because it's different when you get them in a certain age, and especially if they've been traumatized or abused, you can't bring them back from that. They're kind of like people. you know, and then you run the risk of putting that broken dog in your home, trying to retrain him, or trying to redo things, or you know, the trauma that somebody else has caused, and that could be very negative as well.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
so I think that it should be everybody's choice, and of course, you know, people know that they can go to the shelter and get a puppy if they want
Yeah.
one, you
Yeah,
know, but a lot
definitely. Yeah.
of people you're not gonna find no Yorkies at a shelter most of the time because they're gonna get snatched up so fast.
Oh yeah.
And you're certainly not gonna find a Frenchie at the shelter
Oh
because they're
no.
gonna get, you know, so you've got such a limitation, and then they have these unrealistic perspectives of what we're supposed to be doing and what we should be doing and what we shouldn't be doing. And it's like, you show me a Yorkie at a shelter, first of all, and then
Right.
you show me one that's in the shelter that doesn't have psychological issues that may be brought into your home, you know, or around your children or around your other dogs. So
Right.
you kind of
Right.
got to look at it from a logical perspective. You know?
Definitely. And not everybody wants a Frenchie or a Yorkie. Some people want bigger dogs, you know,
True.
so it's not like as if every dog in the shelter is a Frenchie or a Yorkie. It's like, you know, I
Right.
I don't want a Frenchie or a Yorkie. I like the bigger dog. So I'm not going to
Right.
go for one that's so tiny because I feel like I'm going to sit on them or something.
Exactly.
You
And that,
know,
and again, it goes back to that whole choice. You
right.
know, whatever your choice is, and people should be. I'm not forcing people, and I'm gonna tell you something. I don't make outbound calls, so the people that contact me are contacting me. I'm not soliciting, trying to
Right.
get anybody to adopt a dog or anything like that. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I'm not after free advertising. I have a website. I have my social media, and people contact us. So that
Right.
that I'm leaving it open for it to be a choice. You know, I'll tell you what's available, and then you make that choice. I'm not on Instagram DMing people to contact me. I just don't do that. So
Right.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
wonderful. That's wonderful. I have had such a wonderful time talking about animals with you. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, it's so
definitely.
cool. Wow,
Definitely.
Jackie, thank you so much for being on the show. Where can people find your website? Where can they find you?
We are www.yorkiesofAustin.com. Um, we are also Instagram, Facebook, Yorkies of Austin, Twitter, Yorkies of Austin, and Frenchies of Austin. We have a new podcast now that we're doing so that we can talk some more like we're doing right now, called
Mhm.
My Breeders, Life, Music, and Me. It's already on Spotify. Um, and we're waiting on Apple to give us the approval, already on Anchor, My Breeders, Life, Music, and Me. So we're just all over, Yorkies of Austin, Frenchies of Austin, on all platforms pretty much. We're not hard to find.
Wow.
And Google, you know,
Definitely. Definitely.
Google.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Wow. Thank you so much for being on the show. I love it. You know, it's just something that's in all of us to love an animal, to love cats, to love
yeah,
dogs, gerbils, you know, ferrets, snakes,
right,
whatever animal you like. Like you
right, right,
said, you should have that you should have that
right.
option.
Yes,
Definitely have that
yes.
option. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Welcome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And we're going to have all of that information in the description box below so that you guys can go ahead and go over there and check it out for yourselves. Man, I tell you one thing, I love dogs. I
Yeah,
love dogs. I love
yeah,
dogs. And if you have any dog in your home, love
okay,
them because they love
yes,
you. We're
yes.
not we're not worthy of their love. We're really
Right,
not.
that's true, because it's unconditional. I don't
Oh yeah.
care what's going on in your life. That's the one thing about a dog. They don't talk back most of the
No.
time. Okay. They're just different. They're just
Yeah,
so different. So all right.
definitely.
Well,
All right.
thanks
Well,
again.
thank you. Don't go anywhere, but you guys got to go to the next episode. We're on YouTube, so go ahead and jump on there. The Jacksons are on next. Thank you guys so much, and until next time, bye.
Bye-bye.
I dare to be different. 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 I dare.